What's going on, everybody? My name is Wes Ifan. A lot of you know me as That Money Guy Wes, and perhaps more recently, some of you now know me as Minister Wes Ifan. I know that is a little bit strange to say because some people were referring to me as Minister Wes when I was doing my Christian rap, but that's neither here nor there. The reality is I recently was licensed into ministry at the First Baptist Church of Lincoln Gardens, and I am really grateful that I've been able to complete my studies, my Master of Divinity Studies at New Brunswick Theological Seminary. Now, the reason I'm bringing up my recent successes is because a lot of people, they hear from me and they assume that really all of what I really talk about is money principles. And that's okay, because you should still talk to me about money. You should still talk to me about financial planning. You should talk to me about investing and talk to me about insurance. But I think for some folks, this idea that I was on a pursuit towards a ministry call, for some, might have come out of left field. And I had recently put up a post where I shared the fact that my first sermon that I ever preached was at age 16. That it was at the First Baptist Church of Cranford Elizabeth, where Youth Sunday was occurring. I was asked to be the representative of our young people and to preach a sermon. Now, I was nervous because it would be the first time I would ever preach a sermon, but my late father helped me to edit the sermon and encouraged me to be able to speak confidently to the entire congregation on that Sunday morning. But what people don't realize is, although my first steps toward ministry and my ministry call was at age 16, I would probably have to admit that the reason why I'm so comfortable talking to people, whether it be on camera, whether it be in front of an audience of people, a congregation of churchgoers, the reason why I have, as my wife might call, this expansive vocabulary, I'm a walking encyclopedia, as she says, the reason why I have those things and I can be so comfortable in those settings is in large part because my mother had pulled me out of preschool and started teaching me at home. People may not know this about me, but I was a very hyperactive kid. Maybe my penchant for talking might betray that and may cause you to really believe that now that I'm sharing it with you. But I was a pretty hyperactive kid, both mentally as well as physically. And so my mom didn't want me to be labeled, didn't want my educational development to be stunted by the system. And so she decided to pull me out of preschool to teach me at home. Now, I know that that's not an uncommon thing. It may not be something that people today can do because a lot of times both parents need to work. And so it might be more challenging to do that for a child now. But luckily for me, my mother was able to do that. And as a result, she read books to me that were far beyond my grade level. She read books to me that would stimulate my mind and keep my attention. She would engage me in things such as reading books about space and science. And I think that in large part my desire for learning and why I have 2 earned master's degrees is because my mother had filled me with a sense of and almost a passion for learning. And so when I look at my comfort level and my vocabulary and all of that type of stuff, I credit my mother because had she not taken me out of school and started teaching me those things, I might not have been reading at a grade level that was a couple of grade levels ahead of where I was. Maybe when I was in 3rd grade, I wouldn't be reading at a middle school level already. So some of those things, some of those early successes that I had in education were tied directly to my mother's desire to teach me at home. And so I share that because it's important for us to understand that much like how my mother identified that there was a need for her to invest in my education and invest in a very meaningful way to make sure that I could be successful moving forward, is the very same way that we should invest in the success of all of our children. I think that if we identify in our kids that they have an ability we should never stunt that ability. We should never try to squash what it is that is going on in terms of their development. We should identify it, help them, and try to make sure that they can become successful. I can tell you, without fear of contradiction, that without the early investment that my mother made in me, I probably would not have had this vocabulary, this desire to learn, this ability to be comfortable speaking to people, be it in front of camera or in front of crowds. And so I shared that as a personal testimony, as a link to why I was on the path towards ministry starting at age 16, and why I am where I am today, in large part is because of that early investment. And so I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that it was insightful. I hope that it might inspire somebody else who might be pursuing a call to ministry or pursuing a career or something else. But if you guys would just go ahead and like the video, you can go ahead and share it as well, because maybe it'll inspire somebody else in the same way that perhaps it has inspired you. So I guess that's all I have for today. I will talk with you guys soon. I'm sure that the next video will probably be about money, but that's okay. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that this was something that would touch the lives of people that would hear it. All right? You guys take care and be blessed. Bye.